Becoming rich may be the worst thing for your freedom. And you may be falling into the $2.3 million trap. We've synthesized the hard data directly from the Federal Reserve, Goldman Sachs, Charles Schwab, and Northwestern Mutual to find the actual truth behind the noise. But all the spreadsheets in the world don't matter if your brain's fight or flight response takes over. So I'm here to decode this financial machine and give you the objective facts. Here we specialize in the exact intersection of neuroscience, psychology, and your money. My name is Gabo, and this is the Art of Listening podcast. The impossible $2.3 million standard for wealth is breaking our financial brains, forcing half of the population to hoard cash out of fear, and the other half to gamble on extreme risk out of desperation. Every year, Charles Schwab asks Americans how they define wealth. In 2025, they responded that it took an average net worth of $839,000 to feel financially comfortable, and $2.3 million to be considered wealthy. These are not scientific cutoffs for happiness. They are social perception markers, a fixed finish line society has set. Now, contrast this multi-million-dollar target with the average American's median salary, currently sitting around $63,000. When your logical brain looks at this massive gap, it short-circuits. It triggers a survival response. This is the fight or flight of modern wealth. It causes the brain to disregard traditional advices like save 10% in an index fund because it feels useless. It feels like bringing a water pistol to a house fire. The goal seems impossible that it pushes us into extremes, the paralysis of hoarding, the frenzy of gambling. Let's start with the half of the population who choose flight, those who are hiding in cash out of fear. They are reaching for an emotional safety blanket. They believe they are protecting themselves from a market crash, choosing to sit on the sideline waiting for the right time. But this is the ultimate psychological trap. Because of inflation, they are actually locking in guaranteed loss. They think they are protecting themselves from short-term market volatility, but they are choosing the slow bleed of inflation. It's an illusion of safety that is, mathematically, suffocating them. They are choosing to be poor by choice simply because the brain's survival instinct chooses paralysis over a strategic, long-term asset allocation. On the flip side, we have the other half of the population choosing fight. Millennials and Gen Z, turning to a high-risk asset like cryptocurrency, option trading, and prediction markets. We need to frame this behavior not as greed or lack of knowledge, but as desperation. When the traditional path feels broke and that $2.3 million magic number looks impossible, taking massive and asymmetric risks suddenly feels like the only logical way to cross the finish line. They aren't investing, they are trying to buy a lottery ticket out of the financial vortex. The crushing weight of student debt, inflation, and caregiving cost. Their brain has made a desperate calculation. A guaranteed loss is a slower death than one big, asymmetric bet that may provide a lifeline. So, how do we escape this paradox? We start by deconstructing the idea of a fixed, static $2.3 million finish line. We've seen that blindly chasing society definition of wealth can amplify stress and fear of loss. True financial freedom isn't a static number sitting in a bank's account. It's about building a psychological fortress. It's about having enough liquid buffer to eliminate daily financial stress. For example, the $839,000 threshold to feel financially comfortable that I mentioned earlier. It's about adjusting your asset allocation so your money works for you, rather than melting away in a savings account. The ultimate question is not, how much more can I get? But, what kind of life am I actually trying to buy? Your wealth is enough when you have used it as a tool to successfully buy back the time spent on the tasks you hate. Your goal isn't to be wealthy by society's standards. is to be sovereign by your own, by defining the amount of time freedom you are actually trying to buy. Understanding this is the first step to protecting your freedom. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn how to avoid accidentally losing your time freedom, watch this next video I made on why more choice can make you more miserable. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.